Out with it. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir. Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This! Why did he hit me with it, bro? Why is it always me? Gumshoe's the one playing in your face and you're over here. Huh, let me just toss my coffee right in his face. Huh, give me a break. Yo YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are back with more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is part number 3 for YouTube, but part number 2 for us over at YouTube. We're live. We're also live on Twitch and TikTok if you want to watch on those platforms as well. Links are going to be in the description below. But we are on case number 3, part number 3 for YouTube. And currently what we are trying to achieve is, right, we finished our investigation. Now we're going into the trial. Okay, Maggie Bird has been convicted of a crime that she did not commit. Unfortunately for her, she got wrapped up in some kind of scheme or scandal involving a lottery ticket and some computer programmer and some Yakuza guy who apparently looks like me. I don't see it, but everybody else does for some reason. So we got to figure out what's going on. The person who is technically a suspect right now is Armstrong. He apparently was an ex-con turned into a fragrance connoisseur and somebody who makes really terrible food at his restaurant. So we're going to dive back into this today, ladies and gentlemen. If you are ready, then so am I. This is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, case number 3, part number 3. Let's get it. That's probably the first time I've ever nailed that intro without having to take a breath or stop in between. Let's go. All right, remember, Maggie Bird, she's counting on us. So I need you guys to be like locking in with me, okay? Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? Nah, they didn't, unfortunately. Sorry to hear you. Sorry for your luck. But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie. Oh, here we go. It's your boyfriend. Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Are you doing all right? All right, how are you feeling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie, and don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. Then you. Yes? You better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent. If you screw this up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. What? You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. See, this is exactly why you lost your job in the last game, bro. Doing too much. I get it's your girlfriend, bro, but like, ease off me. I'm gonna get this done. Again, people play on my name too much. I'm Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I'm on game 3. Most attorneys don't make it to game 3. They make it to game 1 and 2 and then quit. I made it to game 3. Yeah, I think he's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? Yep. So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Of course. I got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You got me? Are we not always on a united front? You're a police officer. And you're my friend. You're supposed to be my friend, but you keep tripping. I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. Alright. Y'all ready for this? It's gonna be interesting. Alright. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, here we go. Yep, get your coffees in, big bro. Gulp it down. Ah, bitter. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? What is your problem, bro? Nothing, it's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You was talking to me." It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Tried, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. Yeah, he got beef with me for some reason. Don't care. Fly on my shoulder. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Okay, time to pick this apart. Alright, Gumshoe. Oh, wait, Gumshoe? Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name. Why do people not do this? It's the funniest thing to me when people don't state your name and occupation. They just like, bro, say something. I get it though. Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation Dick Gumshoe. Oh, here we go. He already fumbled. Bro, we're not 5 minutes into the trial and you've already got this wrong. Other way around, detective. No, oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy on the initial investigation tied up with another, the guy who was tied up on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now. Oh, Gumshoe's really got everything under control for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Okay, so between an hour, so an hour's window time. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. Okay. But the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. Okay, so there's that seat, they were here, right behind the booth. The poisoned coffee was brought over to them by the waitress. The waitress being the accused? Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. Gene Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Godot. Okay, old man, we knew that though. Nothing really new here, other than the time of death. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. As with all of them, but as you know, when we lock in, we unravel the layers of onions like what they talk about in Shrek. Tray being floor plans, blueprints of the crime scene, X equals the victim's seat. Thank you for the legend, W legend. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. Bruh. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Oops. Traces of poison were found in this coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive. Okay. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. Okay. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you that wasn't me! Get it through your thick, bald skull! When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table. Okay, let's press. Can I stop you for just a minute? Nah, what is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Mrs. Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey, sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, that's true. Their two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point or... Yeah, press harder. Well, maybe the other witness just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Ha! What argument is as... that argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, right? What? I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. Like, come on, bruh. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Try, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? Good point. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. Okay. Okay, I want to look at that again. That's not what I wanted. I want to look at the, well, I guess, whatever. Let me see, where's the picture at? Okay. So this is the picture here. Other people would have seen someone clearly there. Okay. Okay, I mean, ironclad right now, but you know what I mean? We'll get through it. Let's talk. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Press harder. And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio? Detective Gumshoe? Well, how should I know? Are you kidding me? Thanks a lot. We're now one step in the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Traces of poison were found in this coffee cup. Okay. So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Salt, sugar, pepper? Ha! Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite? Sugar though. I said sugar. Don't do that to me, bro. Don't do that to me. The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. Okay. It seems that the poison could have only been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little? Press hard? Bro, why do they always ask me like I'm not going to do that? Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I think. Okay, what do you got to say, big bro? Out with it. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh, for me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. Oh, wait, no. Hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece. That piece, sir. Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This dude, like... This! Why did he hit me with it, bro? Why is it always me? I'm not even the person that you are prosecuting. So what is happening here? I didn't even... Gumshoe was the one playing in your face and you're over here. Huh, let me just toss my coffee right in his face. Huh. Like, bro, give me a break. Oh, now I remember. It's the victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There is certainly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poison coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the... I don't know if I'm auto-scrolling, or if I'm scrolling too much, or if the game is doing that. Because sometimes I'm not clicking the button and it just speeds past it. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. Okay, coffee cup added to the court record. Contained potassium cyanide covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. Okay, and what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. Trace of poison found in this coffee cup, and what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. Potassium cyanide. I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? It's, well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much in your history. How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams? How much is that? You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Earwax? Yeah, about that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Gross, I guess. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. Okay. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. Alright. Some kind of a motive. Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. Okay. You know what my golden rule is, Detective. Chuck out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another. No, I don't get it. Yeah, you got to explain that one for everyone in the back. I'm saying, we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not press harder? Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Ha! I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? Yeah, what? That is news to me. What? Order! Ha! She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately! I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. I hate the word quivering, bro. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I don't know, it just comes off weird, off the tongue weird. A winning ticket for $500,000 found during a body search of Maggie. Okay, so the lottery ticket was on Maggie's persons. The ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial too, but it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. Didn't I say person? Look at me. I'm basically halfway an attorney already. Let's go. That's enough! The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. I'm sorry, I don't care about what you think or like what you care or like what you like or dislike about old people, bro. Keep that to yourself, bro. I'm sorry, I can't with his aura farming. Like it genuinely pisses me off. Like I can't sit here halfway across the courtroom listening to him murmur these little things to himself like he is some kind of like, I don't know. Like he think he the coolest kid at like this in the club. Like, bro, get over it. You're done. Okay? Okay, maybe I'm done. Maybe it's not you, maybe it's me, but still. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence. he's got more evidence against Maggie. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like it can't be blood, can it? Oh yeah, our goose is cooked, I'm not gonna lie. Ha! It seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain is the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? There's something else? I presume you mean... Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide, the very poison used by the killer, was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What? Huh? Dude, you gotta be kidding me. The evidence is so stacked against us. Order, order. The court will accept these items into evidence. Worn by Maggie at the time of the incident, has a small pocket but big stains. Deadly powdery poison bears Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron pocket. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Okay. Blood stain. What blood stain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten someone an apron while taking someone their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. Yo, that's nasty. I'm not gonna lie. That is torture, actually. Like, I like ketchup traditionally, but if we're talking about drinking it, like gulp, ketchup, drinking gulps of ketchup, bro. Count me out. I'm done. Yeah, that's a fine level of torture right there. CIA needs to adopt that ASAP. CIA needs to adopt that ASAP. I thought everybody knew what it was already. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established. Well, Trat, it seems you really are a phony after all. You really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. Okay. Okay, buddy. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Okay, so Maggie's on the ground. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. We figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Okay. How do you poke a hole in this one? You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. Oh boy. Cross-examination time! Alright, how are we gonna get this one? How are we gonna wrap this one up, y'all? Okay. Crime was reported. Scary old man. Detective Gumshoe? There's no man who's regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. We're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? And then he heard the abuse at them. And seeds. Seeds. Ha! It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. I'm sure you did, bro. I'm sure you caught every bit of that seed with your teeth, bro. I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Poor Maggie had passed out. Let's go ahead and press that. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came through. I kinda liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to carry out the search too. I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and pale. Whoa, Gumshoe. Unprofessional. Respectfully though, you a dog. You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? Yeah. Victim didn't have any identification on him. He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. If I don't find a hole in his testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with, and we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true. Maggie and Gumshoe were like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe. Be the dumbest you've ever been. Alright, let's go over this again. So something that he missed. Something that he missed. What y'all thinking? The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man. Poor Maggie passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. Victim didn't have any identification on him. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Let's look at the... Can we see the picture of him? Identification. Check. Sports paper. No identification. Wait a minute. What's his name? Bomber? MC Bomber? Or no, that's what we're talking about. MC Bomber. Okay. Magazine clipping from the summer fit says I was trounced. That has nothing to do with this. Jeans loan contract. Okay, so... bro, I don't... Identification, lottery ticket. Can't really tell what that is. Coffee cup. Crime photo. No identification on him. I don't think there's anything that we are missing here. Profiles. What does this profile say? Maggie apparently never seen him before. Yeah. Well, we figured out he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. Oh, this is a tough one, bro. Picked up from a bench in Vitamin Square, thrown away by the old man. Loan contract. Blueprints of the crime scene. A photo of the scene taken near the kitchen. Coffee contained potassium cyanide covered in victim and Maggie's fingerprints. Maggie was searched. We found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. A small pocket, but big stains. What? Worn by Maggie at the time of the a small pocket with big stains. We never picked up the other bottle, right? No, we didn't. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Okay, this part right here I think is where we need to press. Nothing else missing from the crime scene. So something that we probably picked up, right? Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Scooter. Jeans loan contract. Tribune lunch special. Cost $20 despite how unbelievably bad it tastes. Job listings. Sports paper. Doodles in the Vic. I mean, let's try this. I say let's save it right here and let's try that. That'll definitely work. That has to work. Has to be that. That's what we picked up. Objection! No. Yep. Here we go. And so it begins. Nothing else is missing from the crime scene. An article from December 5th says I was trounced. Left by the victim doodle. I really thought it was that. Autopsy report, died of cyanide poisoning. The coffee contains cyanide, potassium cyanide covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. Lottery ticket. Found during a body search. Has a small pocket with big stains. Deadly powder. Oh, bro, I don't know. $500,000 ticket accounted for. Yeah, interesting. It's true that those two items were accounted for, but wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh yeah, that's the one the owner took. You want to water the whole dollar with a real lucky guy, huh? And they're just going to let him get away with it? It was just $1, detective. I guess no one cares this little, except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in the testimony, the judge is going to hand on his verdict. Something obvious. I might be dumbest, bro, because I'm not gonna lie. 2:25 p.m. time of death. Okay, crime was reported at that time. Scary old man, poor Maggie had passed out from the shock and must have been real rough on her or real tough on her. So she was the one who found the poison, or no, she came out and she was shocked and died. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, the victim didn't have any identification on him. Let's press this one again. He didn't have any. Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents as well. Okay, 58 cents. Okay, I think I'm onto something here. We'll go to this one and then go back to the other one. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. It seems that Mr. Glenn Elk visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doctor who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I ask about the prescription bag? So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty? Okay. Ha! Okay. You're entering an empty bag as evidence? Desperate, are you, Trite? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? Thanks for the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. What does that say, though? Victim got this from the doctor for going to Tribune and the bag is empty. Basically, the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone playing evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes. That's a completely different thing that we're talking about, Gumshoe. Lock in. Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Sorry. So try it. Someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to if I had any. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. That's it. There's nothing else from the crime scene. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for. Okay, yeah. Okay. So let's save here. So let's try the bag, the medicine bag. I'm assuming the medicine bag could probably be it. Then you have any identification, but we figured it was pretty quick, and then we just found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison, and that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Objection! So what about this? Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh, finally! I'm getting all anxious and just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing— Whoa, don't— First of all, hold on. Hold on a minute. Don't rush me. Second of all, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, but on my own time. You know what I mean? At my pace. At my cadence. You just sit there and keep giving me your faulty testimony so I can actually get to the bottom of it. You feel me? I mean, bro. You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribune. Where then did it disappear? You are too cool, pal. Indeed, due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Ooh, we cooking now, baby. Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Ha, that's all. What? What do you mean, ha? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New ear what? New ear otolaryngological clinic? Otolaryngological, whatever. Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Overcomplicated illness names? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. L found himself in a fight. Okay. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. Ooh. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? Yeah, bro, we don't ever have, we think we have it, and then bro just takes the wind out of our sails. It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the victim's medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right, but I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Push the medication issue. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of the medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. No, that doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the scene of the crime, Judge. Listen to me when I'm talking, bro. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that that medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug will contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either, but it did. The possibility is undeniable. Ugh. Ooh, yeah, we cooking them now. We frying them up. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot. I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there at the restaurant on the day of the murder. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yay, good job, Nick. Heck yeah. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Ha! I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Bro's already 11 cups deep. Court is adjourned for recess. Or what is it, 15? It would be 15, because I think he says he might be like a little under 17. All right, here we go. Whew, here we go. Phew! That was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir! No, it's my line! I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, he is a police officer or a detective after all. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. I felt like somebody punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Ooh, don't tell him that. Ooh, don't tell him that. Ooh, he about to have a broken heart. My man Gumshoe can never catch a break. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitresses' outfits and projectile seeds. More like loving to project his seed the way he was talking last episode, bro. I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's really set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds. Alright, here we go.